InlineFabrication.com. Dan's a good guy, and they make awesome stuff. So I've been messaged by a few people wanting to know what I thought of their products, and I'm going to do a review. So that's what this is. Go to the website. They got a lot of stuff that you didn't think you needed, but you do, because this stuff is amazing. Yeah, the website works excellent. The shipping times are great, and packaging is great, and the quality of the stuff is unbelievable. Dan is definitely doing well with that. Not a single problem with anything that I've bought. So Annie's a great guy to talk to, helps you out with anything you need. So first and foremost, what they're known for is the Ultramount. It is a wicked machine mount. 3/16 plate, super solid, powder coated, cool graphics, and the plate on the bottom, which helps for storing things. Yeah, awesome. But the plate on the bottom is far more important than just that. It's there for support, and I can say that with experience because Dillons don't have it. And that is why the Dillons have so much flex left to right when you size and deprime as well as prime. The whole machine torques, and if you watch your mounts, they do that. You guys, especially this one, you notice this machine is about 2 inches higher than this 650. They're both 650s, but this, I don't know which mount this is, if whether it's an older mount or the newer mount, or this is the older or newer one, or maybe this is a 550 mount. I have no idea, but this mount is 2 inches shorter. It doesn't have as much flex as this one here. This is my buddy's machine set up for 45 ACP, but it has a lot of flex on stiff cases when you sizing and depriming it. The whole machine torques left or right, and it's really freaking annoying. So accolades to Dan on the 3/16 material and the awesome shelf in between. One product that Dan may want to add is a lateral shelf going across. I don't really want to call it a shelf, because on these it's kind of useless, because you'd have to put your hand back here to get anything in or out of it. But it would help the Dillon guys who can't stand the flex, if there was a way to tie these two holes to these two holes or something. Bracket, shelf, whatever you want to call it. Dan, how about working on that, and I'll buy it. In fact, I'll buy two. So anyways, next product is the bin barrier holder thingy. I don't think it has a cool name like Ultramount, but I do know the factory mount from Hornady is a piece of shit. If you get over about 100 or 150 rounds in here, it starts to bend, and then from there it's downhill. So Dan's mount looks clearly to be 1/8 inch plate, and it's extremely well built. It does, I would not order this later. I would order this when you order your Ultramount, because as you can see, it goes in between. So unless you like unbolting your machine and rebolting it back on there, and also your case feeder assembly, arm, dealio, nut thingy, it also has to go in there. So do yourself a favor, order that mount right away when you order this. I think it's only like 20 bucks or something, so well worth it. It turns the bins sideways, and they are not sagging in the least bit whatsoever. You can get 200 plus rounds in here before that thing, it doesn't move. It doesn't move at all. So that's super cool. Next up, in terms of metal, well, perfect right here, is the bin barrier. Not a real big deal, but due to the fact that you have the stronger mount now, you can put a lot more rounds in these before it starts to flex. I believe I can get over 200 rounds in here. And the bin barrier is the same barrier that goes on the Dillon. It's the same exact thing, so you can swap them around or buy more than one. I think they're only a few bucks. So in the Dillons, I believe you can get over 300 rounds in there, and the little blue or the little red Hornadies, it's over 200 rounds. But without it, you're not getting that many in there. So well worth the money. Next up is as far as metal. Oh, his little primer tube bracket thingies. These guys right here. I believe they're designed to be mounted like right up here, you know, on your hopper. I'm going to take this one off. I don't like the stuff clanking around and flopping around, again, thanks to a flimsy mount. But I'm just going to end up mounting it like to the wall over here, you know, and they're still within reach and they don't clank around and so on and so forth. But it's good stuff, you know. The finish is kind of like a sandblasted type aluminum thing, and it actually looks really cool. And works well, and it's only a few bucks as well. I believe that's it for metal. Oh no, I have the intermediate mount here for underneath this Dillon, because I'm going to put the wrench set back here for the Allen wrenches, because everyone who owns a Dillon knows you better have some wrenches nearby. So that's pretty much it for metal stuff from Inline. Oh shit, one of the biggest things they're known for, the Ergo Roller handles. Almost forgot, one of the most important things. They're awesome. Buy one. The handle is some kind of hard plastic. I don't even know if it's plastic. It almost feels like that old Bakelite type stuff, but it's super solid. It goes in there, threads in there with an Allen wrench from the one side. And it stays in there, and you know, you tighten the nut up on the bottom, and it's so much more comfortable on your hand and your shoulder and your arm, and it doesn't give you the blister in the center of your palm like the balls do. So they're not cheap. I don't remember the price on them. I do know they're nothing, you know, they're not cheap. I do know that, but well worth it. Super strong. It's like a 5/8 stock. It's not bending by any means. So there's one on each of our 650s here, and then we have the short. This model is the short Ergo one for the Hornady lock and load. I believe the longer one puts the handle way up here, about 3 inches farther forward. But Dan, I called him on the phone to ask him which one is the best one to have, and he said if you're going to stand at your machine, which I do, the short one is probably the one to go with. I believe that's what he said. I love it though. It's awesome. So moving on, trying not to make this video too long. Oh, the lights. Something else he's well known for. The Skylight Kit is awesome. When I first bought this machine, I bought Hornady's little light kit for here, and it sucked. It literally died within like 2 weeks. Not made as well. Dan's he evidently has this manufactured, machined, molded, whatever, but it fits right in the hole and it stays in the hole. And if you buy the kit, it comes with the one strip light, which you mount to the front here. And then it comes down to a what would be a male connector, and it goes, each light has the same, about a 1 foot, looks to be about a foot or 14 inches of cord. So they're both hanging here like this, and then Dan sends you, sorry if I'm going to make you guys throw up, he gives you the Y cord, and the Y cord, of course, stand by, I'll plug it back in. The Y cord plugs into here, and then he sends you the power supply. And the cool thing about the power supply is I have a whole pile of them over here. I bought them all for all these machines. The power supply, well-made power supply, no super thin wire. It's nice heavy duty. It's got a good connector on it, but it's got a switch on it, so you can turn stuff on and off. So you plug the Y cord into your stuff, and then you have light and no light. And it might not look like a lot of light right now because I have so much sunlight coming in my window here, but trust me, at night it is a wicked amount of light. It is way brighter than the Hornady the $15 Hornady light that goes over here, and I think only has 3 or 4 actual LEDs. This one clearly has 6 LEDs, and then the skylight itself is like one massive LED setup. It's super bright, and you have no problem seeing straight down into your cases to make sure you got your powder good to go. Another product that Dan may think about is the Hornady hopper here does not have a crud catcher. I know there's a company out there selling a crud catcher for the Dillon machine, which is these 2 holes up here, and I need to fab one up or persuade Dan to make one for the Dillon, because when you put some media in here, all your corn cob and your stuff falls out on your bench and it makes a big old mess. The Hornady hopper does not come with holes in the bottom of the hopper. You have to drill your own holes. So what I did while sitting there staring at the bench one day, I noticed one of these sitting here, which is a Barry's. We're all familiar with these, Barry's plated box. And I thought that if I just cut the top of the box off, it makes a nice bin for up here to drill 3 holes in the bottom of your hopper, and you have a nice bin here to catch the debris from falling all over your bench. This is a mount that I made for my setup. Normally there's the red arm that comes down that goes into here, but I couldn't stand the vibration. So I got rid of that, and it's really, really elaborate, and it literally took me like a whole day to make it. It's an arm that comes off the wall, and it supports my bullet feeder, which, as you can see, I moved to the right. And then it supports the hopper. So Dan, you might want to work on something that, some kind of bin that catches the crud for these guys. Obviously it doesn't need to be anything as heavy duty as I made here, with 1-inch, 1/8 angle iron. And the bin doesn't need to be anywhere near this big because it will never fill up. As you see, there's some corncob media floating around in there. It'll be years before I fill that up. So just some ideas, some reviews here on inline fabrication stuff. Dan and his products are awesome. And the prices are, the prices are not cheap, but there's a reason for that. And it's because his fit, finish, paint, quality, machining, stamping, everything he does is phenomenal. I have not found a single issue with any of it. They send out all the cools. They send out little wire clips to hold the wires in place, the alcohol thing for cleaning, and then this little scouring pad to rough up the paint so these things stick. I mean, he thinks of everything. Even their stickers. I mean, look at this sticker. The sticker's even good quality. It's like a heavy-duty sticker. So go to their website and look around, because I'm serious, man. They got stuff that you didn't think you needed, and you will spend money, and you will be much happier with your setup. The Ultramount by far is phenomenal. It's well worth the money, as well as the Ergo handles and the lights. God, I can't give them enough praise, because it's really good stuff. One thing I really wish you would work on would be something for primers, spent primers. I had this hose on here going through the bench down to a garbage can, and since I built the new bench, I haven't yet decided whether I'm just going to put some kind of tray under here or drill another hole through the bench. But Dan, that's another product for you to work on. So that's that. Yeah, again, I'm rambling. Inlinefabrication.com. Buy some stuff. It's awesome. You won't regret it. Bye-bye.